What's up, nerds? Welcome to Pirate Radio, the Enterprise IT podcast. On this week's episode, we sit down with Alex Francis. Alex is the Chief Information Officer for Local Bounti, a disruptive AgTech company redefining the future of farming. Listen in and find out what life is like for IT in a fast-moving organization transforming how we get fresh produce. Alex Francis, welcome to Pirate Radio.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
So, you are a young CIO in our industry. You were not a child of the 80s. So with that, I want to understand, what sort of pop culture references you understand from before you were born, since the average IT person, is a little older than you. Have you seen the movie E.T.?
I have seen the movie E.T.
Indiana Jones.
I have seen all of those multiple times.
Look Who's Talking 1 and 2.
I have not seen those.
Oh, well, there you go. John Travolta never did it for you. So
yeah, I just took a note. I will be watching those this week.
That was, Alex, that was not a recommendation to see Look Who's Talking, but yes, but everyone born in 1978 through 1988 saw that movie for sure in the theaters. So
back when theaters were a thing.
Yes, pre-COVID theaters.
Yep,
so,
I'm ready for those to come back.
Me too. So, Alex, Local Bounti is an exciting company. You guys are doing innovative things with agriculture in the controlled environment agriculture space. The business model is based on building local facilities operated by local teams to deliver the freshest, highest quality produce to local communities while maintaining a limited carbon footprint. What is it like to be the CTO for an organization disrupting one of the oldest, if not the oldest, industry?
Well, it's a lot of fun. First I'll start off with what controlled environment agriculture is, just from a high level. It's growing agriculture products inside greenhouses in a controlled environment. So you have a lot of machinery and networking and computers to keep everything at a very specific temperature, humidity, and a lot of other things, just to make sure that you're growing the best produce that you can grow 365. But it's really cool to be a part of that, and something that's defining the future of food. It's an area that just that controlled environment is an area that I really enjoy working on, both professionally and personally. That's where my area of interest is. I came from a world prior to this that was all SCADA, and we had 2,000 square miles of facilities that we had to have control over through radio networking. And so it's really cool to take that knowledge and bring it into the CEA space. And just personally, it's fun to automate my house, for example. I do that in my free time. So it's really cool where that intersection of IT or OT, operational technology, intersects the real world and continues to move and improve processes and enhance products.
And there's been an obvious sort of market move in the direction of local, fresh, for produce, for meats. There's some big industry trends that you guys are, at the forefront of, which is very exciting.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. I mean, it's really cool to go walk into a grocery store and see that product sitting on the shelf, knowing that what you've done has contributed to that product being there, and it's very rewarding.
That's fantastic. The knowing that you're helping people eat healthier and all that stuff too is, you guys are doing cool work.
Yep. No, thanks. Yeah, we're excited to be doing this, and it's every day's fun adventure.
I have no doubt, and thank you for letting us play our our role in supporting you and coming along for the adventure.
Thanks for helping us out. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Local Bounti was founded in 2018 and is currently working towards becoming a public company. What unique challenges has your technology team faced supporting the organization through the lightning fast expansion?
So, having worked for startups, I've always found it beneficial to keep that scrappy, agile attitude where everyone wears multiple hats. The more information people have, the better they're going to be at performing their job. And it might not seem relevant, but then down the road, it actually could lead to that. So one of the challenges is, as we're introducing more procedures and responsibilities and segregation of responsibilities, it's just, how do you keep that mentality, that scrappy agile attitude without limiting people? We work with all the departments to make sure that information's flowing seamlessly, really trying not to keep those silos in place that you see at other companies. It's, a lot of crosstalk and still letting people wear their multiple hats while being responsible about it and putting the right procedures and securities in place.
I heard somewhere that small companies are successful if they're innovative.
Yep.
And large companies are successful if they've got good process. You evolve into a process company from innovation, and the innovation is the fun part. And you guys are in that part right now, and it's very fun to watch.
No, exactly. That's where that scrappy agile attitude really, helps innovate, and it's going to keep pushing us forward and expanding.
Hashtag IT pirate ship, man. We're we get
best,
it.
Best mantra out there.
Yes. They're what started off as a silly little joke for us turned into something we wear with pride and all that. So, but your pirate ship is growing. In the last 2 years, the Local Bounti team, from a staffing perspective, has grown by 840%. What sort of things does the executive team have to be mindful of in order to manage good, strong culture?
So the executive team has put into place a very strong mission statement and code of conduct. I think that plays a big part of this. And we also look at the organization a little bit differently. We apply an inverse org chart mentality. The thought there being that really we're here to support everyone on the ground who's growing. That's where the business is. The business is in the dirt, like literally in the dirt. So that mentality has served us really well, and we want to make sure that everyone is getting the support they need. Personally, I spent the first 4 months on the job at the facility working with everyone, and a lot of people have done that. I think it's really important, because you build bonds by doing that, and you're able to create partnerships with people on the ground and understand what their day-to-day looks like and see how you can help them. I'm not trying to automate people out of a job. I'm trying to let them focus onto bigger issues that are going to continue moving the company forward and be innovative.
If anybody else said their company was in the dirt, I'd be nervous. So it's it works for you.
It does work for us.
We promise puns, which will definitely be reflected in the title of this. I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah. So speaking of that, having the nature of your organization, having local growth, local delivery, across the country as you continue to expand, you're going to have a virtual team. Mm-hmm. What sort of stress does that put on the IT team, and what pressures does it alleviate?
It's definitely different. In the past, everything was, on-prem AD, everyone reported into an office. So you really had a lot of oversight of what was going on. So, some of the challenges that we're facing are just troubleshooting and deploying solutions to people who are remote, not necessarily connecting to a VPN or reporting back to an Active Directory server every single day. So that's proved to be a bit of a challenge, but we've worked through that, and we have some excellent tools in place that are helping us manage all of our devices that are remote and making sure that they're secure. That's a big thing, that is the security of those remote users. Just, you had control of your entire network back when everyone went into an office, and you had, enterprise firewalls, IDSs, IPSs, a whole slew of security systems that would make sure everything was looking good. But now, with everyone working from their house, who knows what their home PC has been infected or not infected with. You don't know what's happening there. And it's interesting to think, so you own the computer, but then the network is totally not yours. So, it's an interesting thing to think about. But just deploying the right solutions there, that proved to be a bit of a challenge as we were getting up and off the ground, but I think we're in a great place for that. Thankfully, it means I have to troubleshoot less printers.
When you get the call to troubleshoot someone's printer, you can do what I do and just say, a printer costs less than the ink. Just go get a new one. Go to Costco. The printers are free. The ink's an arm and a leg. Just go grab a new one.
Do you want to know what my general response is for printer troubles?
No.
Have you tried printing to PDF?
There it is.
Yep.
In the paperless world that was promised to us, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. We've as the business side of a in the technology industry, myself, who doesn't have hands-on equipment really, I'm tortured because lay people that aren't in our industry think I can fix their printer, and I have to explain to them that no, go find a 12-year-old with an aptitude, because it's not me.
12-year-old with access to Google.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Google can be a bridge too far for some folks. Yeah, even that.
Yep.
So we as an IT community are experiencing massive trend changes, with cloud, hybrid multi-cloud, DevSecOps, containerization, et cetera. And a lot of these are being fast-tracked by COVID, ransomware, global politics, et cetera. We teased about you seeing the movie E.T. You're a young CIO. You naturally have a less rigid view of how enterprise IT can and should support the business. What trends are you excited about, and what legacy technologies and processes are you excited to see disappear?
So, IT is a really exciting and scary industry to be in right now. All those things that you brought up earlier, some of those were really cool, and some of those are a little terrifying.
Not cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not cool. And thankfully, I'm young, but I've been very fortunate to see and do a lot. I've been given a lot of opportunities and exposed to a lot of the industry and multiple industries. So some of the things I'm really excited that I've seen come from, oil and gas as well is, the rise of cloud computing, containerization, but machine learning is something I'm really excited to see continue, grow, and develop. I feel like it's really only just started to scratch the surface in terms of its capabilities. 5 years ago, it seemed like it was something that was, a little bit of a pipe dream. But now I actually have, machine learning system running at my house doing face detection. So it's really cool to see how far that's come and what it's going to continue to do. Not just in agriculture, but everywhere. I found that applications for products like that just really, they span everywhere, and it's really interesting to see how creative some people can be and how they can apply it, and then you can learn from what they've done as well.
I've got a Ring doorbell, and I use If This Then That, the app. so I can turn it on so that every time someone rings my Ring doorbell, it orders another Domino's pizza because there's a Domino's pizza app. So when they come to deliver the pizza and ring the doorbell, the next one kicks off. So if we're looking at the greatest, it's expensive, but the constant pizza pipeline is I'm trademarked.
That's a great automation. The only thing I would change there is the fact that Ring reports back to Amazon.
Yeah, and then in your Amazon you start getting recommendations for pizza cutters. Right?
Exactly.
They figured it out. Yep. So, well,
but just to continue that, in terms of more the IT side of it instead of the OT side of it, I'm really excited to see the continuation of the hybrid cloud model. In my experience, it's never made sense to go all in on either self-hosting or all cloud. There's applications that just never made sense for me to throw into the cloud. It was cost prohibitive. But then, running it on site is a lot cheaper, easier to manage. So it's going to be cool to see what products come out there to help manage that hybrid cloud scenario.
Yeah, it's there was a wave early on in cloud where I feel like administrators were worried they were going to not have a job, and IT salespeople were afraid no one was going to ever need product again. Or software is all going to live there. And
it's really funny because all the cloud salesmen are like, oh, you don't need people to maintain this, and you're going to save money. And what really ended up happening is, no, you still needed the same number of people, but they also cost more.
Yes, and now they have to be experts at data center, cloud, the orchestration. They're the keepers of where does this stuff actually live.
Exactly.
It's
so it is really funny to me, but things I'm excited to see disappear, just going back to that part of the question. I am very excited to see applications that don't have open APIs disappear, or at least have them implement a very open API. Because to me, that's a big part of reducing your that silo problem, or eliminating that silo problem. Is if you can have all your applications talk and share information automatically, so the people in sales know exactly what's happening in the greenhouses at any given moment, they're going to be able to do their job better. And so that to me is a big thing. Thankfully, it seems like everyone's implementing APIs, but I'm excited to see more of them come out there, because some of them seem fairly limited.
I don't think you want to be the software company that doesn't play well in the ecosystem in the year 2021 and beyond. If you're half of the enterprise software discussions we have, it used to be the NASCAR slide of here's all of our customers, and that's transitioned to here's the NASCAR slide of all the people we plug into. Which is, it's nice to see when you see startup software company number 275 does work with Salesforce, does work with QuickBooks, does work with other industry specific offerings. It takes some of the concern out.
I'll say it's a big part of my vetting process for coming up with the solution. If a tool has an integration page like you just mentioned, and it's very diverse and it has exactly what we're looking for on it, I'm definitely going to go with that over another one. But it's something that's in the top 3 things I'm looking for when coming up with the solution.
We'll end on that with both of us shouting, make sure your technology integrates with the rest of the ecosystem, or we're not, or we're out.
Yes, exactly.
So, well, Alex, thank you for being an IT pirate. Thank you for joining us on the IT pirate ship in Pirate Radio. Thank you for your time.
Matt, thank you very much for having me.
All right. Bye, Alex.
Awesome. Thanks.